Welcome back. Very good evening. Sorry, I'm a few minutes later than the 9:45 that I said that I would start today. This is Arunava Chaudhuri, and you are back on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. As always, welcome back. Good to see you guys here on the channel. And yeah, let's do an open Q&A on Indian football, and let's see how things are things are shaping up. As always, like this channel. Those of you who might be watching it later also do like the channel, subscribe to Arunfoot, share this video, look at other content that's available on the channel. I've continued with my series on the future of Indian football. Uploaded earlier today an episode in regard to the stakeholders. Earlier I did one on leadership and a general introduction. So do watch that, do support me on that. I also posted something a few days back on the topic of Mohammedan Sporting and Hyderabad FC. Will they be able to fulfill the criteria needed to be able to play in the Indian Super League? So that's something which I think we will also look at. So yeah, watch my channel, view my channel, and come back and be there. So let's get into it. Nishant, welcome back. Andrea, welcome also back. Welcome back, woman. Welcome back, Ripam. And the first question of the day is from Nishant. Sir, I checked daily routine of some of the top football academies in Europe, but during they train hardly 5,000 hours include academy matches. Nishant, for me, I think the most important thing is it's not just a question of what you train at the academy, but but what you also do privately for yourself. So what are you doing in the academy? Do you have the official hours? Are you counting in that people might be training this or that at the academy, which might be 10, 15 minutes every day, extra hours you're putting in? So therefore, yeah, the more, the better. And therefore, from that perspective, it's something that that the kids put in, and they do get towards those, ideally those 10,000 hours. Didanshu, any domestic signing update from Mumbai City FC? Didanshu, none that I am aware of at this moment in time. Mumbai City, of course, today announced officially the last foreigner will be Tariq Roma. So at the end, they decided that it would be best to keep Tariq Roma for another season. They know what they had with him rather than bringing a new foreigner. So therefore, that's the one. And domestic signings, yes, they are looking potentially at a centre back, potentially as a defensive midfielder, but I don't know if they are any closer to that. Yesterday, of course, Mumbai City started their pre-season training in Thailand, and are preparing now for the ISL season and as well as the Super Cup. Ripam, what's the current status of Shubho Paul? Ripam, good question. Shubho Paul is, if I'm not wrong, was last season with the reserve side of Mohun Bagan Super Giant. And if I'm not wrong, he still is with them, but I have not seen him play. Yeah, in the recent days and weeks. I don't know if anyone knows anything more, but I that's something which where I don't know what the status is of Shubho Paul. Certainly, now he would be. He's now 20 years old, so one would have to wait and see if he makes it or not. It's one of those stories, right, where you realize what could he potentially bring to the table, what can he do, but at the moment he's not really making it to the next level, and therefore we'll have to wait and see what happens in his career. Hi Mayank, Indian hockey team enters the quarterfinals. Yes, 2-0 win against Ireland. So that's the status of the situation in hockey. So that's a big move. Let's see who they then face in the quarters and where they finish in the group first, and then who they face in the quarterfinals of the hockey tournament, men's hockey tournament in the Olympics, to be more precise. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens there. We had matches in the Durand Cup today, and on the one side we had Punjab FC scoring a 3-0 win against CISF, and Northeast United scored a 2-0 win against Bodoland FC. So so for me, that's the updates, and that's where it stands at the moment. Anurag Kaushik, hi Anurag. What does it take answer teams playing their main squad in the Durand Cup? Anurag, the Durand Cup, with all its history and all its pomp and the way the army is organizing, doing it on one side, that's great. But on the other side, for the ISL team now is pre-season. So therefore, you see a lot of teams are sending their reserves or a weekend squad. Even East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have played sort of a indirect B team in the tournament. So from that perspective, that's the reality. And I think there are too many matches. There are too many group stage matches. Kokrajhar, lovely to see that stadium with so many people, but is that the quality ground and infrastructure that is good enough for an ISL team? So these are questions which need to be asked of the organizers, and it's being held in the monsoons. So therefore, you see this year, for example, Mumbai City, deciding, not to send their senior team. So therefore, again, I think Durand Cup should be, there needs to be a conversation in regard to how to streamline the tournament and make it more of a knockout competition, and not let it be played over a month with where we are in our development phase. Hi Blue, I have a question. Germany and India have a match in hockey. Whom will you support? Imagine a gold medal match. Blue, it's always a difficult one because it happened last time around when India won the bronze. They beat Germany, if I'm right. Actually, I support both teams, so I stay out of that conversation really, because in sports, rarely you have German and Indian athletes sort of playing against each other. In 2021, I was supporting Germany a little bit more because I had one of the guys is a friend of mine who was playing for Germany. So therefore, I was supporting him personally. But yeah, I've supported Indian hockey. I've even supported Indian hockey here in Germany during tournaments in Düsseldorf or Mönchengladbach. So that's that. Good initiative by AFF President talk, coach and junior teams. Hope action needs to be taken in the future. Uday, welcome back. What you call a good initiative should be the most normal thing for a federation president to be talking with a coach like Manolo Marquez, to be interacting with the junior teams, with interacting with the players, with the squad, everything right. Could we do something different? That's the job. That's his job. So yes, it's a positive, but it should not be something that needs to be highlighted. I think it should be the most normal thing, so therefore to me is something where I say is it should be normal for the president of the All India Football Federation to go and meet the players, meet the coaches, interact with the coaches. Also for the fact that he's an ex-footballer himself. So Kalyan has a level of football understanding, so that's the reality. Ripam, ISL title favorites, at least on paper, as per you. Ripam, little too early. Let the squads really shape themselves up. We will have injuries and other things. Let's have this discussion in early September, maybe, a week, 10 days before the start of the season. At the moment, I feel it's a little early to have that conversation because we're still in preseason. Teams are already picking up certain injuries, and let them settle their squads, and then we can have that conversation. Blue, Durand isn't even a good preseason anymore. It's like an injury cup. That's the risk, Blue. And I think that certain teams have decided for themselves that it is better not to participate in the Durand Cup and rather say, you know what, my first team is going somewhere else and preparing for that tournament. So therefore, this is something which I see more and more happening, so therefore, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But to me, as I said, I think the Durand Cup uh, um, needs a reorganization, a restructure. If you want the smaller teams to play more matches, you can. But again, East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan, for example, are caught in this situation that they are in Kolkata, and Kolkata has now become the main hub of the Durand Cup. That they can't sort of say, listen, I'm going to play with my CFL team in this tournament. You can't do that. Mohammedan has done it, because Mohammedan has other issues, but East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have had to play some of their foreigners, had to some of their ISL players in the tournament so far. So any ISL club making profit, Nishant, none of them was making a profit, and none of them is actually close, to be very honest. We could make the U20 play practice games against the top ISL clubs like they had with BFC. Debrut, it depends on where they are, and if they are in the same location, yeah, surely they can play a practice game, a friendly game. It's just a question of logistics. That where is the team? Who are they playing? Who could they play in? That the Indian juniors have been playing club sides when they were in Kolkata or in Goa or even in other places. It's just very logical. It's just in other places, let's say like Odisha. If you're training in Odisha or if you're training in Jamshedpur, you're limited. Mohammedan investor in update. Wasim, at the moment, I have heard nothing. As I said in my video, I am a little worried that there is a deadline till the end of the month, which is tomorrow, by which Mohammedan has to show certain bank guarantees. And again, they have not signed any foreign players. So that's the other thing which I would be worried about. So let's see what Mohammedan Sporting is doing. Even top Indian signings haven't happened so far. So at the moment, on paper at least, they look like an I-League team and rather than an ISL team. And again, I've also addressed the topic of Hyderabad, which has its own set of problems, own set of issues, and we haven't made any progress. Any names to look forward to in the Mumbai reserve squad? Yeah, there were 2 or 3 players. 1 second, I just have to look the names up before I tell you something wrong. There were 2, 3 names that I was thinking about that I wanted to be looking at. Just 1 second, I just have to find the name. Sorry, guys, I'm not always have all the names in my head, so therefore I have to just check something and then I can tell you who I thought might be an interesting one. Yeah, so so there were Omkar Talkar, the striker, and Harsh Patel. Those 2 were sort of players potential to look forward to. And Adil Sheikh, the number 10 as a midfielder. Those might be players to potentially look forward to at Mumbai City FC. So, yeah, maybe. Blue Simonis, Mohun Bagan kit doesn't change. How catchers can just copy Nivea's kit? Don't the kit makers have any rights? It's the club, right? Blue, I think it's not the kit of the new season so far. I think it's just a temporary kit. I think Skechers will launch a kit ahead of the ISL, and at the moment you just see the Skechers patch here on the arm. So therefore, let's wait and see when they when they will do it. But this this to me is not a final kit for the new season. It's the same one as last season. It's just that you've just put another patch on it. So then how long this loss-making model continue? Nishant, I don't know. It's been there for 10 years. In the ISL, it's been there for 10 years. Indian club football has never been profitable per se. So therefore, Mohammedan didn't sign foreign player. I heard the foreign players are sort out. Harry Bro said they all are under 30. I'm confused. Blue, has Mohammedan Sporting announced any one of their foreigners officially? Right? It is, if Harry says it, Hiren says it, Marcus says it, someone else says it, it doesn't matter. The club needs to officially announce that they have confirmed. So I think they've got players on standby. And if they play ISL, they're going to get those. If they're going to play I-League, they're going to get players for less money, right? So therefore, let's wait and see. Let's see where we are. Hi, Sanskar, welcome back. What your views on Chroma staying in Mumbai City FC? I've said this earlier. Sanskar, I think it's a good move by Mumbai City. I think that Chroma knows the setup. The players know him, and I think he did very, very well in his time with the club. And it's a signing which makes sense for Mumbai City, in my opinion. Makes sense. Hi, Morali. Do you think Intakashi giving voters to under 14 great, others sitting failed? Again, they're giving an importance. They're trying to build something. But again, it's just the first round of trials. Let's see where they are in 3 years and 5 years if they're able to produce. Intakashi is very, very ambitious, wants to do things the big way. And let's see. Hi, Jason. Any update about KBFC striker? Nothing at the moment that I've heard, which is confirmed. A lot of rumors about names, but nothing confirmed. Ayush, hi, welcome back. Hello, sir, after a long time in live due to college. All right, good to see you. Welcome back. Sir, academies like Minerva, Bangalore, Reliance, Mumbai City have very good facilities, but still they're able to produce world-class player, even a good technical player. What is the reason? Coaches, Nishant. I've said this yesterday as well. Our priorities need to be coaches, better quality coaches, right coaching, competitions, right level of competitions, strong competitions. You need to test yourself week in, week out. And that's, again, facilities, facilities, BFC and Bellari will have better facilities than some clubs in Europe. That's a reality. So therefore, but are they producing that? It doesn't matter. African academies don't have the best of facilities, but they're producing players, right? So therefore, it is not always just about the facilities. It's about the quality of coaching, the how you work with the players. Your nutrition is important. So that's something, and the competitions that you play. You have to play competitive matches week in, week out. So those things are, I think, the most important thing which we need to evolve and develop in Indian football to be able to get to the next level. Durand Cup getting less hype due to Olympics, even among football circles. Ayush, I think the Durand Cup honestly gets a lot of hype, despite being just a pre-season tournament, in my opinion. Again, some people might be offended by that, but I'm being, as always, honest and frank on this. The Durand Cup is a pre-season tournament. Most teams don't take it seriously in regard to how they want to build. If someone has potential injury or something could happen, they will not play the player. So let's wait and see. So therefore, in my opinion, the Durand is getting a lot of attention, and let's see. So when will ISL club start to get broadcast revenue? Jason, when a broadcaster pays money for it. No broadcaster at the moment is willing to come forward and pay revenue for the ISL rights. So therefore, these are the realities, and we'll have to wait and see when this changes, right? So that's the challenge that we have, right? That's the biggest challenge I think that Indian football has is, that will hopefully change it, but I think we're a little bit away. Let's see. First of all, Reliance has to stay in Indian football. I think that's the first question that we have. Does FSDL continue its contract next year, or does it change? Pray for Wayanad. That would certainly, we should all pray and send our best wishes to Wayanad, who of course has been inundated by heavy rains and flash floods and landslides in the monsoon. So a lot of people have been killed. It's just tragic to see the death of so many people. Nishant said 2 or 3 academy took full seriously hire good coaches, play fundamentals. Do you think we can produce at least one player like Mo Salah, and Son? 2 or 3 Nishant will not be enough because you will not get their competitiveness, in my opinion. Ripum, do you think the Anwar issue at PSC will be a final judgment, or there's going to be multiple hearings? Vipam, I can't look into the heads of the PSC members. I have said from the start that whatever information is publicly available to me that I have seen or read, for me, it's a clear-cut and shut case that Anwar has unilaterally terminated his contract. So he has ended the loan, and that to me means that he is at fault. East Bengal has signed a pre-contract because of that fact that Delhi FC and Ranji Bajaj said, listen guys, we can get out of this contract because of the clause regarding sorry, not the clause, but the change of regulations at FIFA. That all to me doesn't hold ground. So therefore, in that way, it is an easy case, but I can't look into the head of the PSC. And there might be multiple hearings. It might be sorted at the PSC. It might go to FIFA. I have no clue how it's going to end. So therefore, my understanding is very, very clear. I said it from day one. Player terminates the contract, can't do it because it has to be mutual. And you need to find a solution. They still have time till Friday for the player and the club to find a solution amongst themselves before the matter is raised with the PSC. But once the matter goes to the PSC, then it'll go its ways in the football jurisdiction. Gaurav, 1.4 billion people, yet we can't build a proper football team, and only 150 countries have made it to Olympics from India. It's a real shame. Gaurav, that sums up the importance of sports in India, right? And one has to celebrate bronze medals like it's the biggest thing. Again, individual athlete, it's great, but and this individual athlete has done it because Arunava Chaudhuri and his people have put time, effort, and money into her. But yeah, that's the reality of sports in India these days. Uday, I have to approach African Federation to pass with their youth league. Yeah, Uday, but which African country would take it? Who's going to bear the cost? It's not just, it's not just the thing that you guys have a lot of great ideas, but the implementation, again, the problem is not ideas. The biggest challenge in sports or in life also is the implementation. How you're going to, and the funding. Ideas, even today's world in the FF, I think is not a problem. If the FF had 500 crores, I think they would do a lot of things differently. Would it be right or wrong? That's a different discussion, but they would try out a few things. So these are the realities. Blue Moon asked for 15 crore compensation. How much they can get is there in how to determine it, or PSC determine it on its own? See, I have said by my calculations, by my calculation, it's I said 8 to 10. So therefore, there might be a conversation. So let's wait and see what decision the PSC takes. Oritra, welcome back. Regarding Anwar, if any party chooses to challenge the given decision to higher body, then if the decision of that body is same, there will be a further penalty? No. If it's the same outcome, it will be it could be the same outcome in all three, to say AFF, FIFA, and then CAS, sorry. And if that happens, then the same decision will be taken at all three. Where is India coach missing quality compared to foreign coaches? The exposure and outdated coaching? It is both, Murali. To me, the exposure to some extent is missing, but also it's not outdated. It's something is the application of the right, tactics, techniques, coaching methodology. Yeah, it's in theory it might be right, but the practical side of things are sometimes off. Hi, Prasanjit. Every team sports a senior tournament except for football, pure arrogance of FIFA. No, Prasanjit, it's not. It's just that the Olympics football tournament doesn't fit into the football calendar. Football is the only global sport. And if you see, we just had the Euros, we just had the Copa. So the Olympics is always in the same year as the Copa, as the Euros and the Copa potentially. And and therefore it was made into an under-23 tournament, and therefore that was the best solution, and yeah, that's why it is an under-23 competition in football. So many of these Indian academies have a UEFA licensed coach, but still they are not getting good results. See, having an UEFA license doesn't mean you're the best of the best. Do you think that the best UEFA licensed coaches are coaching in India? Simple question, Nishant. Sir, is AFF FIFA academy coaches are good in quality? They should be better than the others, but let's see what the outcome and the result is. Do you think federation function in India mostly destruction, fighting among themselves for power, apart from established sports? I think a lot of people don't even bother. They're happy to be just in their seats. Durand Cup should be made an under-23 tournament, half teams bringing main team, half reserves, not so exciting to watch. Prasanjit, the timing is bad. Timing is bad. It's pre-season, it's monsoons, it's this, it's that, and everything. Too many matches. Let's wait and see. I think Premier League clubs should play friendlies in India. Okay, Gaurav, but why should they play friendlies in India? Sorry. Why should they play friendlies in India? Yeah, they're not going to come because in India, people are not willing to spend the money that is needed. Let's wait and see. But to me, Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, I've organized most of the games that have happened on Indian soil with foreign teams, and that was, be it with the Bayern Munich, be it with the Hoffenheim. I've organized six trips in total. And that is since 2005, in nearly 20 years. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. But Premier League teams coming to India, not happening. Put the money on the table, and then one can talk, and it doesn't matter who it is. Politics destroy Indian football. Sanskar, it's a problem. Best formation as per you, Ripam, if you're talking about the national team, I don't think there needs to be just one formation. I think it's a question of what is the right formation against which opponent. Sir, sorry to say, I don't understand our cricket World Cup winner's big achievement, which was played by very few countries, and being champion in that, we Indians feel that we have achieved everything. But that's the problem, right? A lot of people are thinking that. Blue, inviting Premier League clubs doesn't work as it's just wasting more money. Yeah, it is. So some cricket fans say that cricket will overtake football. Do you think it can happen? Never. How? I mean, even talking about that is foolish. If anyone really thinks that cricket can overtake football, or that any sport per se can overtake football anywhere in the world in regard to being a global game, which tell me any sport. I ask all of you: does anyone know a sport? So to me, I would know one. Even sports which are big in other parts of the world, they're all regional sports. If you say, listen, if it's in India, it's cricket. Let's say in other parts, let's say in Canada, for example, you would say ice hockey. In North America, of course, basketball is big, baseball is big. Here in Europe, for example, handball is a very big sport, right? So it's different sports, but cricket is, who in Europe, they're trying to promote cricket. Who are playing? It's the Indians who are playing in the name of other countries. So how do you see the PSC decision going in case of Anwar? Shushmit, welcome back. To me, as I've said from the start, it's very clear the player has broken the contract. There are people in the background who have tried to find reasons to break the contract. They didn't have any justification, in my opinion, and therefore, yeah, that's a punishable offense. Is fourth team of Intercontinental Cup confirmed yet? Prasanjit, there are only three teams playing this time around. So there's no fourth team. It's between India, Syria, and Mauritius. Durand should be in September just before ISL after monsoon, but poor planning. the ISL teams don't want it, no. The ISL teams wanted it a little earlier, so they have another 2 weeks, so to say, to prepare before the ISL starts. So therefore, Blue, it's there are too many matches. Again, I think the Durand Cup needs a reform next season. Cooperation between Federation and Indian Sports Federation is not good. That's why we can't excel in Olympics. Fun things will go in court for long years, will destroy youth career. Yeah, Murad, potentially. East Bengal reserves play, Luton Town reserves play in a friendly. Yeah, sure, good to see East Bengal reserves playing, Punjab FC reserves playing, Muthoot Football Academy reserve team is also playing. So let's see. Do you think Premier League Next Gen Cup would help us somehow? Essentially, to me, it's more of a PR thing from the Premier League. And yeah, and again, we are playing with our reserve teams and they're playing with their under 18s. And then people are proud if they are able to get to the final. So just look at our reality that we're playing with kids. We're playing with senior level players and they're playing with kids, and we are happy with that. So this, this is the reality of Indian football these days, right? That we are happy with things where we should question things. What's the real value in all of this? And it's I feel very difficult, very, very difficult to see that. Right, just one sec. Hi, Siddharth. Welcome back. Or before I answer your question, those of you who are new, welcome to my channel, Arunfoot. Those of you who haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video, as Akshata loves to say, to have a bigger reach. And share it as well. So those of you who are supporting, coming back, thanks a lot, as always. Now to your question, Siddharth. Sir, what do you think, how much time it will take for Japan or South Korea to be in position to win FIFA World Cup? Siddharth, Japan has when they started off, they had a plan for 2050. That was their planning, that by 2050 they want to be in a situation, so for me, I think it's a realistic time frame to say that in the next 20, 30 years, especially Japan should be in a position to be able to fight the best teams in the world. And therefore, for me, that's something that I would say, that's the time frame I would give it, that Until Football can challenge. Sort of, these teams can challenge in football. That's the right way to say it. Cricket isn't even a proper national sports, talking about overtaking football. Yeah, Blue, agreed. Also, why don't ISL reserve team play in I-League divisions, finances, anything else? Ripam, they used to play in the I-League 2, or the second division league, it used to be called. But the I-League 2 teams weren't happy because the ISL teams were switching teams here, there, sometimes playing better players, worse players, and it was a distraction. Fans weren't interested with these teams playing in the league as well, so they were not in favor of it. Hi, Ritabato. Can an academy type setup work in India? The same set of players along with the same set of coaches come through the age groups. It could potentially work, but again, who's going to pump in the billions? I think Aspire Academy has amongst the best infrastructure in the world. They hire amongst the best coaches in the world. And as you rightly said, for example, Felix Sanchez, who later on coached the Qatar national team, was actually originally an Aspire coach, right? So, be it in football or any other sports, you could do it. But again, you need that kind of investment and commitment. Again, it is good to see what JSW is doing, what Reliance is doing, what the Mittal Foundation is doing. All is great. But that kind of funding compared to what Aspire and Qatar is doing is minuscule, right? So that's the reality. Yapov gone in French league. Some rumors are saying first division. True or not? Sanskar, I don't know. Football is big in America, different kind though. Shushmit, totally agree. Yeah, that's the other kind of football. I think young generation should watch more football and other sports, and just not even in MotoGP. There are many sports. Yeah, Gaurav, very, very true. Prasanjit, I really want David, Parthiv, and Jitin to do well in Durand and get selected for September tournament. David and Jitin have already scored good goals. Prasanjit, yes, but my question is against whom are they scoring? Are they good enough for international level? That is the question you need to ask. If this is the standard you think that we are in, then if you think that Jitin and David and Parthiv are ready to play Syria or Mauritius, then we are in a dream's world. Sorry, Prasanjit, I have to say that. So therefore, for me, it does make sense. Mumbai City FC, Kerala Blasters FC prediction. Sanskar, again, we're in pre-season, so not talking about any predictions at the moment. Did Anwar knows the concept of terminating contract or ignores? Did the agent of Anwar discuss it with him? So Murali, I honestly don't know what the situation is. On originally said again, I think they did a mistake. So therefore, for me, yeah, it's not something. There isn't an agent involved, it seems also. So that's another twist to the story. So let's see. Viewership changes everything. It brings money. Yeah, that's Gaurav. That's a very important thing. India is 17 playing German club. You 17. How do you see game play? Decent or good? See, if I've seen it in the last year, it was not good. Earlier, I've seen teams which have done better. So therefore, yeah, it's different all the time. So how the hell does NFL make more money than European top leagues? NFL only played in USA. Yeah, but Nishant, it's the most commercialized league in the world. The Americans are much better than the Europeans, so therefore they make money. Television, it's a television sport. It is mainly on a Sunday. You sit down and watch it. They're growing around the world. Iceland did a pretty good job with limited resources and time while India was fighting internally. Murali, that's not right. I mean, Iceland doesn't have the resources maybe of other countries, but they did, did a lot of things right. So that for me, so for me, it is not just about the resources. It's about the manpower. It's about the will, and how they're going to do it right. Any domestic targets of Mumbai City FC? Give some hints on what position they play. Andradres, to me, there are two positions that they're looking at. One is centre back and one is defensive midfield, but nothing confirmed. Maybe even a winger might be on the cards. So let's wait and see. Investment doesn't always produce international players. Look at America, 0 medals in shooting. Yes, Shushmit, very, very right. If you were the coach of national team, what were your playing 11? Boy, become difficult. If the players were all fit, I would play at the moment Rahul Beke as right back, Subhashish Bose as left back. Akash Mishra as left back, Anwar Ali, Sandesh Jingan as centre back, Jeekson and Apuya as my defensive midfielders. My attacking line would be Changte, Brandon, and Vikram. And my striker would be most probably, between Manveer Singh or Rahim Ali. Sir, an existing player, also, I don't think, except for Changte, anyone is good in attack, or maybe we should try some new faces now. Move ahead of Manveer Singh, for God's sake. Prasanjit, move ahead is nice, but they have to be better. The national team is not a testing ground. We don't have that luxury. And if any one of these guys are better than Manveer Singh, please prove it on a week out basis. The guy scored the winner against Kuwait. Brandon Saal gone abroad earlier. That's why they have edge over other players. If they stayed in the early age, they would have technical ability. Same. Saal is born in the UAE, so he didn't go abroad. And Brandon spent a few years in South Africa. Yeah, they have those guys. How you would rate Georgia's success this year? 5 years back, they were same as Indian ranking. Blue, that shows you how rubbish the ranking is, right? Amongst the worst nations in Europe, most of them would beat the weaker teams or would beat most of the teams in Asia, right? So therefore, Georgia was good 5 years back. They were good 10 years back. They were better. So, but now Iceland is struggling. They had a golden generation. Now they're facing difficulties in European competition. Nishant, Europe, any competition is up and down. Vietnam was the most talked about team a few years back, and this year has been terrible for Vietnam. So it's a cycle. And but still, Iceland is still today doing a lot of things right. Look at not just football, look at other sports. Look how successful they are in handball, for example. They're one of the best nations in handball. Jackson, centre back, your thoughts? Murali as a backup, surely an option. Ochut, welcome back. Even with international success in India, you might not get sponsorship or interest. Example, badminton. Yes, I think Ochut, I think there is a difference. I think with certain sports, I think there are mass sports and there are fringe sports, you know. And to me, a mass sport is what is mass sport to me. Actually, there are only two, and that's cricket and football. Every other sport to me somehow is a fringe sport. I mean, if you guys have another opinion, let me know. But my opinion is, be it a badminton, be it even wrestling or weightlifting, even a kabaddi, table tennis, shooting, So that's the reality. Sheikh Arif, sir, with the current scenario, would want to make it to ISA with a proper co-invest along with bunker. That's the question, I think, Arif. I think, to me, that's the thing to sort out in the next 24 hours, I think, and then get back to FSDL and say where they stand. And to me, I wouldn't know who at the moment is willing to put in the money. First of all, there are 35-50 crores into the team, and then put in another bank guarantee to be allowed to play ISL. How is India supposed to improve playing against Mauritius? Rito Brother, do you think we are better than Mauritius? That would be my first question. Are you sure that India will beat Mauritius? So, my question would be that. I think for us to play teams from other continents is good. It's a good test of our football, of our team. Playing Vanuatu, for example, last year, I don't think was one of the worst things. I think that's you have to So therefore, for me, let's see whether it's worth it or not. But I think Mauritius isn't as weak as I think the rankings say. Don't you think more European teams should get chance in World Cup? Italy is better than most of not all Asian countries. Yeah, but that's the charm of the qualifiers, no? Not always. Again, if the normal rules apply, Georgia would not have played the Euros. Georgia came through a very complex system of coming via the Nations League, right? But Georgia impressed. So therefore, not always the best teams get to play in a World Cup, a Euros, or the Asian Cup. And it doesn't go by rankings also. Hello, sir. Good to see you back. Thanks, Manolo, Marcus, or Igor Stimach, whatever I'm going to call you. Good to see you back on the channel. I think Australians are doing great in cricket. They're kings, now doing well in football, Olympics, rugby, Formula One, MotoGP, and many more. Australians were doing better in other sports earlier. I mean, especially Aussie rule football is their own thing. Rugby is a thing. They've been having Formula One drivers, I don't know for how many years. They've had good athletes in athletics, in swimming. Football has come on top of it, so that's there. So Real Madrid made revenue around 1.1 billion. Do you think football is getting saturated? Nishant, I've been thinking about this for the last 10, 15 years, that football sort of is getting saturated, but it hasn't happened so far. So it's going higher and higher. If Afghanistan can beat India, anyone can beat India. Yeah, Manolo, that's also a fact at the moment. Farooq Chaudhary, in my opinion, is a very underrated forward. Could well be a case of unfulfilled potential. Brother, we've got a lot of these unfulfilled potentials in Indian football. Again, as I said, Rahim Ali for me at the moment with Manveer most probably are the best two options as a central striker. So therefore, um, you know, therefore any player who can make us better is great, but they're not doing what is needed. That's I think the big challenge that we have. So let's wait and see. Do you think we have not nurtured our youngsters at the right time compared to China, Europe, and America? They have good development. That's what I'm saying, Murali, right? Grassroots and youth, we're not doing the right things. What do you think that the Northeast states are doing to produce so many football players, much more than other regions? What else can learn from them? The point here is, Prasanjit, in my opinion, you've seen in Manipur, with 3 decades back, more than 3 decades back, players like Gunabir Singh coming through. And then there was suddenly sort of a revolution in Manipur football, right? And Mizoram has, over the last 15 years, what I've seen, incredible development. But they did the right things. The state government was involved, the Football Association had the right leadership, and the players got opportunities, and people are hardworking in the Northeast. That's one thing, and that's the thing the rest of India needs to look at. Badminton, table tennis, chess, volleyball are mass sports of what I've seen common people engage in them. Yeah, but they're not, Uchu, they're not mass sports, right? They're very, badminton, table tennis, chess, for example. Is it certain people play it? How many people really watch it? Volleyball, yes, but volleyball is a regional thing. It's not across India. So therefore, for me, they are not mass sports. Even a basketball is not a mass sport in Indian context. Italy underperformed for a few years because of other nation developed. Mark says not Manveer. Mark, name me a better player. People say, okay, not this player, not that player. Name me a better player. That is the problem. We don't have the bloody player base. You think that David should be playing as a starting striker for the national team? No. We're not producing players. We're falling back to the older players because our production line is pathetic. Watch the first touch of the guy yesterday. You think, listen, let's go back and let's work for 1 month on the basics of how your first touch should be. It annoys me because we don't have options. In your opinion, which Indian player should move out of Mohun Bagan Supergiant to get game time? Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure, but it would be amongst most probably Sahal, Liston, Anirudh Thapa, and Abhishek Suryavanshi. Those guys, 1 or 2 of those might get irregular time. Good to see Chroma staying. Yep, Mano Marcus has said that. To me, makes complete sense for him to stay in Mumbai City. The club knows him. He knows the club. His teammates know him. Very good. At this moment, ODI cricket is dead. I think in 3 years, people will switch towards football. Gaurav, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Fun fact: both India and Syria will have new coaches in September, having a Intercontinental Cup as their first assignment. Oh yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting, Manolo. Do you think we have cakewalk Mauritius, or will it be difficult? I think it'll be a difficult game. Biggest problem is probably the non-existent sporting culture in our country. People say cricket is religion. Yes, true. We worship stars. That's it. And that way it's true. State level matches remain empty. Shoradip, I think to me, cricket is a watching phenomenon. If a sport is a religion, you watch, but you don't just watch the top level, you watch lower level, you play the sport. So from that, and that is where you're right with the sporting culture, where I see a lack of sporting culture in an Indian context, where I think that we should be doing more. So Any news about Anwar Saga? Ayush, Friday, the player status committee of the AFF is meeting and will hear the case, and then we'll see if they're going to take a decision or maybe have another hearing. Let's wait for Friday. European Union GDP growth rate is around 4-5%, but football clubs revenue increasing 15-20% year on year. How? It's the interest in the game. And the same can be said in North America about the NFL, about the NBA, MLS as soccer, or MLB, or NHL in ice hockey. All of these sports, they're growing faster than the GDP of their respective countries. Why the hell you are still using US image? Please, for God's sake, change it. I just after performing Asian Cup and Olympics signed by Como, 8 top tier clubs, this shows if you perform at highest level, then you will be scouted. Ali Jassim has been on the radar of European Cups for a while, and so yeah, is it linked to the Asian Cup? Maybe not, but he was on the radar of a few clubs for a while. In the US, there's always been this controversy: pay-to-play model doesn't always produce the best talent, and they also tend to select big body players even at junior level. Still, they play in European top leagues. Yeah, that's the reality of it. Australia good across all sports, but in India we are good only in few games. It shows how federation functions compared to Australia. Which games are we good, Murali, outside of cricket? Why will any player leave Mohammad Superchen if they get overpaid and good salary? That's a different question, Sanskar. The question was if I see someone who should be leaving. Even in cricket, people watch test matches. Yeah. Mumbai Super Giant versus Mumbai City foreign player comparison now all player done. I think Mumbai City are a better balanced team. I've said that about Mohun Bagan, right? 2 defenders and 4 attacking players. The defensive midfielders missing in that Mohun Bagan squad. Tennis probably only individual player mass sport I can think of. Rest are team sports. Tennis is not a mass sport. Tennis is like a golf. Or even more, like it, not as much as golf, but it's a white collar sport. So for me, it's an elitist sport, right? So therefore, I wouldn't say that tennis would qualify. More than tennis, I would say most probably badminton, table tennis are easier accessible for people. What should East Bengal and Mohun aim for as far as Asian matches are concerned? I think for East Bengal, it's first to qualify to the group stage. That would be a big success. And for both teams, if they can draw matches, maybe win one, that would be. I think tennis is a gentleman's sport. Agree? Yeah, Manolo, that's what I meant. As a white sport, it's a gentleman's game. So to me, tennis doesn't fit to be a mass sport. Even though we've had a lot of success in tennis over the years and the decades. So one has to, tennis is one of those sports we've done, as India has done very, very well over the years. So that's a very, very big positive in my opinion. As a sport, again, be it the days of Leander Pace, Mahesh Bhupati, before that, Ramesh Krishnan, Ramanathan Krishnan, the Amrit Raj brothers. When you say our first touch is poor, how they select for national team was scouting lacking one other option. Hockey, badminton, these are few good games we put. I think do they, when they scout players, they don't check for the first touch. They just look at the overall game and then pick players. I think boxing is mass sport. Nishant, even boxing is a very northern rural sport in my opinion. It's not a pan-India sport per se. So that's what I'm saying, that if you want to have a pan-India feel of a sport, even cricket is not pan-India. There are pockets in India where people don't follow cricket. Mumbai City finishing top 2. Ayush, I think Mumbai City has done a very good job in this transfer window. Again, in 1 or 2 additions here and there. I think they can, finish top 2, potentially win the title, in my opinion. So yes, Mumbai City has done an excellent job so far in this transfer window. So that is what I would think and what I would say if you ask me. Hi, Sajid sir, please go for about 6th Northeast United FC foreigner Tom Juric or Aladin Ajarai. I can't confirm because I don't know if what is right or what's wrong. Maybe transfer market was too early yesterday. Which sports do you think India's potential would still underachieved? The biggest underachievement would most probably be football. I think we can do much better in football, morally, if you ask me. If I look at all sports, football most probably is the sport where I would say, you know what, we could, we should, we need to do much better. Early days, what do you make of his performance the first match of Durand Cup? Achut, to me, uninteresting because it's a weak opponent. Um, you know, you to me, East Bengal on paper are a much better team, but they've already picked up a few injuries, which I don't know why they're picking up so many injuries, which was a problem last season as well. But I think East Bengal would be a stronger contender for a top 6 spot this season. Sanskar, Mumbai City FC, bad luck or and else reason mostly Ekati Ekar last season that cost sheet. Otherwise, you did double in second time. See, Sanskar, that is sports. That is football. You will have injuries, and injuries will impact. If Goa doesn't have the injuries, if Blasters don't have the injuries, don't know where they finish, right? So therefore, we'll have to live with it. Mumbai City signing any domestic player. Ayush, they are looking at something, so therefore, let's wait and see. Yes, they're in the market still. What should be Indian team target for the next 5 years? Manolo Marquez, for me, the only target is qualifying now for the Asian Cup 2027. That's next year's thing. And then we can think even forward about third round of World Cup qualifiers, after that. But that comes only after we qualify for the AFC Asian Cup 2027. That's my first aim. If you make it, good, depending on the group. I'd love to see us progress to the round of 16. If the group is too strong, getting at least one result would be my aim, and then round 3. But yeah, let's see. Why transfer market India listed with Sajid, I don't know. Again, to me, the player has not been confirmed. The club hasn't confirmed him. Maybe it's a database mistake or something. Let's see. Archery is that sports I think we underachieve, especially in Olympics. Sanskar, yeah, but again, who cares about archery? That would be, sorry to say that, but that would be then my question. Moulnier says that he wants to play attacking and dominant football with Bagan. Do you think the Indian players would be able to adapt to that? Ripam, I don't know, because he last time around at Atletico de Kolkata, he played more of a defensive game and he played more of a Havas football. So let's see. Still in Kolhapur, the craze of football is what I think we have all what it takes for politics is going to football in India. See, the craze of football, Gaurav, is great to have in Kolhapur, but is there money in Kolhapur people willing to spend money in Kolhapur to promote football to the level that there could be a club playing at least I-League 2 or maybe even I-League? That's the thing. Said you bring down, how can we survive with that? I honestly don't know, Blue. Do you think El Khati had good technique injury didn't allow him to reach potential injury? Doesn't occur. He would keep holding both with that. If El Khayati didn't have the injuries, Murali, El Khayati wouldn't be wouldn't be playing in India. He would be playing in a top league. So a player like Bernardo Silva playing for Man City who is not very physical, so what is so special about Portuguese football system? They produce players. They teach them the right things at the right age. So please use your contacts, give some inside news and notices and tell me your future. Sajid, I will try and find out for you. How can we step forward towards building a strong penetrating Indian football team? Any steps that can be followed? Or no, there is not one step. I always say it needs to start at grassroots. We need to continue youth. We need to improve our coaches. Our competitions need to be better. Only then will we produce better footballers in the long term. That is the The real challenge, in my opinion, the real challenge of Indian football. What's your view on Munir tactics playing so many attacking foreigners, only one foreign centre back? Sanskar, let's wait and see. Do you think not retaining Habas isn't a good idea? Habas has given Atletico de Kolkata 80k Mohun Bagan super giant, multiple titles over the years. So to me, why would I fire or get rid of such a coach? Yeah, that would be my question. Mumbai should go for Thapa, Ayush, okay? Why don't the ISL clubs look for more players from Africa? Shuradeep, the focus is on Europe and South America, so it has shifted from earlier days where you had a lot of players from Africa who were playing in India. These days you have more players from Europe and South America. I don't know how Sal fit in Mohun Super Giant lineup. They have Greg and Dimmy already. Let's wait and see. Sajid, we need Europe today. We see that Guillermo is not Tommy's level. Guillermo is more like a false nine. Sajid, again, first game. Yeah, let's wait and see. If East Bengal fail to qualify ASL2, then they will play in ASL3. I still am not clear on that, to be very honest. Dark Knight, I would have to check. Anwar Ali News, Ayush, I've spoken about it multiple times. Just watch my old videos where I explain what I think about the matter. My thought process has not changed from the first day. It's still the same today. So therefore, let's see. I think every city should have at least their own football clubs. Just like in England, they have so many clubs. They have a proper structure. Many teams come from lower leagues to Prem. Yeah, Gaurav, that's what I've been saying for many, many years. You said we underachieved in football. How did you come to conclusion? Oh, we should target round 3 at least minimum. Murali, I think round 3 is not our target. For me, the target needs to be the World Cup. To be competitive in the Asian Cup. Round 3, what round 3? That's what I'm saying. We underachieved. Why German fans are against Bundesliga for investment? Because the German football fans on one side don't want commercialization in football, but on the other side they want to be successful. So it doesn't match up. Hi Palash Molina said I was here in Kolkata coaching it again. I know I'm coming for a different club. Mohun Bagan, one of the biggest clubs not in India but in Asia with a lot of history and great fans. Yeah, but what is he supposed to say, Palash? Is he supposed to say, I'm the greatest, I'm the biggest now, do what I say and then we will win trophies? You guys get carried away by these quotes by coaches and players. What is he supposed to say? Ask him in private what he thinks. He said, hey, yeah, I've been offered a lot of money, that's why I've come here. Vietnam, Thailand, U20 teams play friendlies. Humse kuch nahi hone wala hamara. Let's see, Manola Marcus. Can we play Syria on a regular basis? It would be good for development of budget and scale will be an issue. You don't play the same team on a regular basis. You play different teams. FC Go underachieved in the past. In recent times, they have easy win. CFC level as a trophy. Yeah, Sanskar. But that's football. Mumbai have the most balanced foreigners in the league, in my opinion. Manolo Marcus, I said the same. I think they have, again, done a very, very good job. Sujay, great respect. What he and the scouting team at Mumbai City have put together. Mumbai City, on paper, to me, look a very, very potent force to be challenging for the title this season once more. So yes, according to me, Mumbai City going in the right direction. Mohun Bagan Supergiant versus Mumbai City FC foreign centre back combination. Okay. See, the Mohun Bagan ones have to settle in now. They're new, so let them settle in and then we can talk about it. Why didn't we play U23 India matches? Dark Knight, good question. Needs to be asked to the AFF. Yeah. Any update on Rahul KP? Amal Saji, nothing. There has been rumors that Rahul KP could be sold by the Blasters, but so far nothing confirmed. Uh, uh, you know, let's see. Let's see what they're going to do about that. But at the moment, he's still a Kerala Blasters player, but he has been on the market, and let's see. Barcelona Kings, how do you rate compared to Mumbai City FC? Morally, I would rate Mumbai City higher than Barcelona Kings, but Barcelona Kings would be, if I compare them to other ISL teams, would be a top 6 contender. 2-2 is best balanced foreign player, not what your views on that. Sanskar, it depends on the club, what Indian players you have. So, yeah. Want to see midfield of Manzoro, Van Neef, and Toral possible? That would be insane, but very unlikely because then it would mean you have to play an Indian striker. So, I think let's wait and see. I think top 4 of ISL is 1 Mohun Bagan, 2 East Bengal, 3 Odisha, 4 Mumbai. Average footy, let's wait and see what happens. Odisha and top 4, seriously? That's the question that was asking. The update on Hyderabad FC. Amal, I did a video 2 days ago. And at the moment, there's still no update. Let's see. They're supposed to play in the coming days in the Durand Cup. What kind of a team they put out. So Hyderabad are playing. So Hyderabad's, yeah. But they have their first match against Goa on the 5th of August. Then on the 10th, they play Shillong Lajong. And then they play Trubhavan Army from Nepal on the 13th. So therefore, they still have, 6 days for their first game in the Durand Cup. And thereafter, we'll see what the status is of Hyderabad. And also, just asking about German citizenship. Yes, Manolo, I do. Rahul Kipi, can we try instead of Manveer? Rahul Kipi, he has that potential, Murali, in my opinion. And but yeah, consistently he has to play better, and that's the problem with not only him but a lot of these players, right? That they have the talent, they have the capabilities, but they're not showing it on a regular basis. That's my big concern with a lot of players. Rahul Kipi belongs to that crop, that talent and potential, and what he brings on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis is not good enough. People are sleeping on Odisha. They have retained core and added Hugo in ranks. Top 4 is easy for that side. Average footy, I think, I would agree on that they look good on paper, but that it would be easy. I don't think so. Odisha is only is good only cause Labera. Any other coach will fail with that squad, in my opinion. Your opinion? I think overall they're decent. They're a decent side. We should give chances to other players in September because we can't debut players in qualifiers. Manolo, my question is, I think the coach needs to find a structure. And if a new coach comes in, he has to try and play his first 11. So that's why for me, I would not think that Manolo Marcus is going to go for too many experiments. So let's wait and see who's available and who will play. Should Gurpreet Singh Sandhu still be the goalkeeper, or others should be given the chance? Rupam, to me, Gurpreet is by far the best goalkeeper still at international level for India. Chanke, Vikram, Bipin try and attack, and Masoor, Vanif, Tural, Brandon, Mehta, Chiri, and one other. He said, this is my playing game. What's your view? Yeah, not going to happen. I think Nikolaos will start. So that's the first thing. And then, yeah, one of the, I think Manzoro might be on the bench. Let's see. Sir, did Mumbai City FC settle for Chroma because of less options in the market, or was very cautious about the money? Mike, I think, they looked at the market, and I think it was Chroma who wanted to go somewhere else. And I think the club wanted to retain him, and in the end, they've retained him. I think, again, it's cautious with money or not. I think you have to be wise with your money. And Chroma, you know what you have, what you got. So therefore, I think it's a good signing. Off-topic question for a person who's been in Germany for so long. Do you have a German accent while speaking English with Germans? Why do I speak English with Germans? I speak German with the Germans. So, and I'm born in Germany. So my German for me is my native language. So we need to scout well when it comes to building a proper football team in cricket. Many players pay lots of money to get into Ranjis. Okay, Gaurav. Syria drawing with Iran incredible regarding countries' issues. Still have done decent bigger stages. Player making huge difference. Amongst others. Nicolaus will not get benched in Mumbai. Exactly, Blue. Sir, I think it's time to play Vishal Kate in the goal. Of course, he's a very good distributor and modern football needs that. Yeah, but he's been, again, be it Vishal, be it Purva Lachempa, who I see as the next generation of our players, both of them have been making too many simple mistakes in goal for their respective teams. And Gurpreet has been at international level. Let's take that howler against Qatar out of that equation, but he has been very, very consistent and the most consistent Indian goalkeeper for quite a while now. Vikram Rao will be good pay, I see, on attacking player. Let's see. KFC in talks with current Romanian international striker. Okay. What's your view on Arsh and Dheeraj indirectly swap deal? Who gets profit and loss in exchange player? Sanskar, to me, both of them are number twos. Arshdeep will be FC Goa's number one. Vishal Kate, even more, is the number one of Mohun Bagan. So from a player perspective, I think Dheeraj loses out a little. But yeah, that's it. Who's better at shooting, Rahul or Manvir or Vikram? Murali, you can't generalize this, in my opinion. There are moments where you would say Rahul could be better. There are moments where Manvir could be better. And there are moments where Vikram will be better. It's generalizations, You ask a lot of these generalization questions, which I think, cannot be clearly answered. Your English accent has a significant German touch, the way you pronounce some words. Okay, Paulush, thank you. 1 hour, 12 minutes. Those of you who haven't, the status, let me check. 1,374 people following and subscribing Arunfoot. So thank you all of those of you who have already done it. Those of you who haven't, please do. Again, the next aim is to get to 1,400 and then move towards the 2,000 and grow further. Thank you, all of you who are coming back on a regular basis to have these discussions, these conversations, and let's grow the community. As Blue says, like and subscribe. As always, like so that more people get aware or are aware of these contents that I'm doing these lives. 22 likes so far. Maybe we can get it at least to 25 or 30. Yesterday's had 33 likes, so maybe we can grow that. And also, I did a lot of videos, and I started the Future of Indian Football series, where I talk about issues which I think are very, very important in regard to the development of Indian football. One is, of course, today I did a video on regard to stakeholders. Earlier, I've done a video on leadership and a general introduction. Planning in the coming days to do something on age fraud, and then continuing with other things. Did a video which got quite a number of views in regard to if Hyderabad Mohammedan Sporting will play ISL or not. Antonio Lopez Havas joining Interkashi, Bayer Leverkusen and Seat of India doing a deal, and other things in India. On Anwar Ali, I've done a few explainer videos, so do follow the channel, and and again, like and subscribe and support, and thank you for those of you who have been doing that, and again, let's grow the community, and always good that you guys are following and supporting, and that's something which is there. So thanks a lot. Your subscription target in this month, well, unrealistic, but I would say if I can get to 1,400 by tomorrow, would be great. But let's see. German has better development process compared to India, not only for other sports, also which have been lacking Indian football for a long time. Morally, yes, of course, Germany in that way is a developed sporting ecosystem, even though it's not perfect. It's by far not perfect. Nogueira, Javi, Manzoro, indirect swap deal. Who will get profit and loss in this exchange player? Three quality playmakers, two Spanish, one French. I think all three could get a profit out of it. But if I look at last season, Nogueira, injury problems. Javi, a lot of injury problems. Manzoro had his patch where he was incredible for Jamshedpur FC. So let's wait and see which one of the three is the best. All three are capable of incredible stuff. Yeah. Not only Germany, most countries. Okay. Sir, you're doing a great work. I hope that soon in a few years India will be playing in World Cup. Thanks, Gaurav. Thank you very, very much. The wish is always there. The younger me, so for me is the hope is there that we qualify and play in a World Cup, but where are we, on that path? And for me, that's the biggest challenge that I think we face in regard to getting to that dream level of qualifying for a World Cup. So for me, I'd love to see India play in the next World Cup. I always say that I would love to see India play always in the next World Cup, but we're always far away or staying a little further away than we could, would, and should. So therefore, yeah, the hope is there, but don't know. Let's wish for the best, Gaurav, and thanks again for your compliments. Any difference you see living in Germany, coming back to India to Mumbai City FC for first season? Any difference apart from infrastructure? Monali, life in Europe is different, and especially in Germany, than to in India. The hustle and bustle of a Mumbai. And then I was involved in a football project. So at the start, I did have a little bit of a feel of Mumbai, but towards the end, it was just, traveling from A to B for matches and just taking care of the team. So therefore, yeah, I was staying in a top hotel. So none of this. How has Hoffenheim performed in recent years? From 1899, Hoffenheim has been doing very, very well. Overall, I mean, bringing out talented players, bringing out talented coaches like Julian Nagelsmann. So they've done, I would say, very, very well for themselves. Do you think power battle among persons running sports federations, cursed in sports world consist amongst themselves? Power struggles happen in most countries and most sporting federations. Which is more popular in Europe, hockey or cricket? Cricket is non-existent in Europe. Take England out. Yeah, hockey would be more popular, but even hockey is a fringe sports. I mean, if cricket is fringe, then hockey is a fringe sport. So these are all sports which they're there, but they're not there. They're not followed in that way. And that's hockey in India in that way, even though it's, in my opinion, still not a national sport, it still is a much bigger and much more followed sport than it is in than it is in Europe. So therefore, from that perspective, but both of these sports are not as big. As big as you might think. And quick sip of water. Sir, a prem question. Your thoughts on Oliver Glasner? Ollie Glasner, Austrian coach, very successful in Germany, especially, of course, with Eintracht Frankfurt winning the Europa League. It's done very well in the at Crystal Palace. For me, can be a surprise element next season. They've lost some players, of course, especially Michael Olise to Bayern, but Ollie Glasner, yeah, Crystal Palace. Seems to be a good match. Oliver Khan, how rate him? Very rare quality for goalkeeper. Ollie is who I know him personally is was an insane goalkeeper. Just that mentality part of him is just insane. So Ollie bowlers ever to play. Which ISL team sponsor will be your number one only on paper? See. So far, I would most probably say TD. Which sport is number 2 and 3 in Germany? Blue, number 2 would be handball. Number 3 most probably would be a fight between basketball and ice hockey. Anindo, I think East Bengal played with 4 foreigners and a full Indian squad in the first Durand Cup match. Okay. Did they? No, they didn't. I mean, Diamantakos came off the bench. I don't think they started off with their first team. So I think East Bengal is better than what they played in the first game. And that's not the level of opponent that you'll face. So, yeah. Ripam, do you think there should be more foreign slots in ISL to allow teams to compete in Asian level? Ripam, it's a question of, do you want to compete in Asia or do you want to develop Indian footballers? So from that standpoint, it's I think the 4 foreigner slots is good. I think again we saw in the Super Cup with 6 foreigners, we saw especially the final that the quality would be much better. That is also a reality. But I think for Indian players to evolve, to develop, to get better, I think 4 foreigners is the right thing to do. I think Delgado is the best one in terms of CB in India considering last season. Blue, yeah, Delgado is up there, but again, as for me, I think if I see over the last few years, I think I'd stick with you. Only after Afghanistan lost, most Indian fans lost hope. Indian football went very low in federation. Do you think this is low point of Indian football? Only we've had a lot of low points in Indian football. Is this the lowest? No, most probably the lowest point was in 2022 when India was suspended. To me, that is the lowest point that Indian football was, because a FIFA suspension on the 15th of August, on India's Independence Day, I mean, it can't be any more embarrassing, in my opinion, right? So that was most probably the lowest low, and there have been a lot of lows over the decades, and there will be more lows coming in the future. So, yeah. Foreign centre-back pair, which of the top of the table ISL pair of the paper only? On the paper only. See, it's, if I look at the ones which have been around, it would be either Odisha, that would be Delgado and Murtada Fall. And on the other side, it would be Tiri and Kroma at Mumbai City. Those would be most probably the 2 top ones, because Tom Aldred and Alberto at Mohun Bagan have to prove how good they are. And the other ones, very often you don't have a proper two centre-back combination. Lack of goal scoring, whether we should blame player or structure or stakeholders. Morally, all of them have to be blamed. Starting with the player, starting with the coaches, and then with the structure. All of them have to be blamed. That's a reality. Mapping our minutes by Richard Hood, the birthplace effect. Did you read this document? No, Dark Knight, I haven't. If you send me a link, I'll surely love to have a look at it. So no, I've not seen it, to be very honest. Right. 1 hour and nearly 25 minutes. Any other things you want to throw at my head, guys, with regard to questions that you want me to answer? So any updates regarding Super Cup fixtures? I'm not even sure if it's Super Cup or Federation Cup. The Federation still hasn't come out with what they're going to do. Will it be across the season? Might it be an end-of-season tournament? No idea. How would you rate Hector if East Bengal signed him? Your opinion about it? if East Bengal signed Hector Yuste, um, it's a wise signing because you know what you're going to get. Hector Yuste, solid centre back for Mohun Bagan last season. Um, made some of the younger Indian ones besides him look better. So from that perspective, I feel if if uh, if they can make that signing, let's wait and see. If East Bengal can sign Hector Yuste, that's a good one. Goa foreign player, what's your view on that? Very interesting mix. Unlike earlier years where Goa went for mainly Spanish players. So let's wait, see what they can do. Have politics ever interfered in German football like India or any other sports? Yeah. This is a political interference political interference happens in sports around the world. If it's bigger, smaller, you see the situation at the moment in Spain with the second president of the Spanish Football Federation being suspended. So it happens. It's there. It's not a new thing. It's not an old thing. It has happened. It will happen. So therefore, yeah, if you like it or not, but it's there. Which is better, the second Asian competition, or to stay with Super Cup winners or ISL Cup winners? Repom, it's not a question because as per AFC or UEFA, whatever norms you have, the league winners gets the first slot. The second slot goes to the cup winners. And if there happens to be a third one, then you could potentially give it to the ISL Cup winners. So therefore, that question doesn't rise. Will Johnny stay in India? No room about him. How no club are not fighting for him. Let's wait and see. Yoni Kauko, an exceptional player. I think without him, Mohun Bagan would have never won the ISL last season. Let's be honest about that. But again, I know that there is someone trying to sign him. So let's see if that's going to happen or not. What are the weaknesses in BFC squad? Manuel Marcus, I haven't gone into details of clubs yet. Do give me time. I said towards the end of August, early September, we can have all those conversations on how well prepared, how good the teams are. So therefore, it's still too early to have that conversation on the 30th of July. All players join Mumbai City FC Thailand PR. Still anyone remaining in India? No, those all who are fit and even some of the Harry Niggles, all of them have traveled to Thailand. Sanskar. Do you think Rahul Beke stepped up? Can Subhash replace to Beke? Murali, they don't play in the same position. So Rahul Beke is a right back and has also played as a centre back, and Subhash is a left back who also can play as a centre back. They played together. If you and others remember, they played together in the AFC Asian Cup in that second half versus Syria after Sandesh got injured. So therefore, for me, no, Subhashish is not a player. Northeast United interested to sign Johnny Kauko, so it will put Ali and Kauko combination in midfield. Yeah, let's wait and see if Bema Meher, who is of course there, and Johnny Kauko, or if Kauko goes somewhere totally different. So let's wait and see. You mentioned politics in Germany, but India, their role is mostly to structure apart from Odisha. Murali, again, we've spoken a lot about this, about political interference in sports. As I said, it happens in Germany. Is it positive? Is it negative? It happens around the world. Sports is very political, and so therefore politicians like to, So let's wait and see. Northeast United, all foreigners complete, I think, supposedly, but there's one slot still open as we spoke earlier. So let's see if they go for an attacking or a defensive player. So Northeast United still not, in my opinion at least, not 100% full in regard to their squad. So that's that. Do you plan on making any detailed discussions about strengths and weaknesses of the ISO teams before it starts? I wanted to do that, yeah. Let's see, not only myself, most probably maybe with Rahul or Akshata. So that is the idea, Ripam. If I can do it or not, that we'll have to wait and see. FC Goa is weekend amid, especially if the Brandon leave them. Sanskar, we'll have to wait and see. As said, you guys have an opinion about things which I think we can only have once the season starts and we see how teams perform. On paper, again, it's theory, but what's on paper is TK, but I want to see what happens on the field, right? So therefore, yeah. Qatar hosting bigger event, raise speculation whether it's true or biased allegations. What? Hosting bigger event, raise speculation whether it's true or biased allegation. Sorry, Morali, didn't get that question. To me, again, anyone can have an opinion about things. But to me, when we speak about strengths and weaknesses of teams, we can speculate, we can try and look at data. But to me, the reality and the truth can only be seen on the pitch. Who would have said last season that Mohun Bagan Super Giants would win the ISL Shield and Mumbai City FC will win the cup in December? I think nobody would have said that, right? So therefore, for me, therefore, all these discussions we're having is nice, but it's worth nothing because football has to still be played. Those 90 plus minutes have to be played on the pitch. And with Indian footballers, the biggest problem, in my opinion, these days is consistency. So today they might be the best in the world. Tomorrow they might be the worst in the world. So let's see. Sir, will ever football overtake cricket in India? Gaurav, I wish, I hope, but I don't have this magic ball where I can look into and then tell you if it's going to happen. I would love to see that, but we will have to wait and see. Ripam, how do you rate Deepak Tangri as a DM? Yeah, he's okay for Indian standards. Huh? Aggressive guy, tries to play his heart out. Let's see. How do you rate Owen Coyle, Thomas Bridaric? Thomas Bridaric came in, had a decent season, couldn't qualify for the playoffs. Owen Coyle in Indian football is already a legend as a coach. So yeah, says it all. If India qualifies for FIFA, I think it will overtake cricket, though cricket will remain as a big sport. The question is if India qualifying for a FIFA World Cup is going to be enough for football to really explode and grow, Ika Kante save Wayanad. Yeah, we've spoken about it earlier. Very sad to see those heavy rains, those landslides, the flooding, people dying. Very sad. So yeah, very sad to see that. I'm asking about Qatar hosting World Cup, right? Bad decision. Murali, it has happened. Is it a good decision, a bad decision? I think football needs to grow, and from that perspective, to give it to Qatar or later on now to give it 2034 to Saudi, yeah, from FIFA's perspective, makes sense. Any updates regarding introduction VR is actually going to help? Ripam, let's not even talk about VR at the moment. There is no talk about VR introduction. I think next year the question will be, will there be an ISL? Will there be Reliance around? And then we will see what kind of advancements happen. That's, I think, the question that needs to be then asked. At the moment, anything potentially is possible, but VR introduction in Indian football not happening. I don't see it happening anytime soon. ISL players were top 10 ISL teams on paper only. Sanskar, as I said, it's paper only to me doesn't count because it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way, right? It's very theoretical, and the practical reality is no. It just doesn't work. Because if football was that way, then you would be playing chess. The unpredictability of football in my opinion, is the charm of football. That's the charm of football, that the team who's last in the table potentially can beat the team which is first on the table. So therefore, these are some things that needs to be kept in mind, and seen how we incorporate them into what happens or doesn't happen. Will FSL sign extension with the AFF? Dark Knight, I don't know. It's my honest and straightforward answer to you, because that's the biggest question. You said our basics are not good enough. Are they developed during the early stage in I-League and some stuff, whether the youth coach take care of them? Morally, I-League and Santosh Trophy is way too late. Way too late. It happens at grassroots. When you make squad reviews or transfer window ends, that would be my plan, Blue, to look at the squads. Do you think the coach selects the best players for the international team, or do you think better players from I-League are left out? Rohit, name me the better players from the I-League who should be called up to the national team. We don't have them. How are clubs going for multi-year deals for players if even the future wise is not secure? Ask the clubs. Sir, recently Thogden, a famous content creator from England, came to watch ISL matches. He watched Kerala Blasters match. I think many big content are now tuning towards ISL. He's come. He has watched it. Great atmosphere. Others have done it. Does it help Indian football to grow? It's people around the world watch it, but nothing has happened. Talk about Mumbai City FC model. Sanskar, what do you want to know about the model? Can you be a little bit more precise? Implementing things in football hard compared to Vietnam or Thailand, they're ready to change. Murali, again, we are going back to this. I think we've discussed it in the last few days. Comparing is very difficult. Indian football has to go its own path. Other countries, other associations are doing their own thing. We have to go our own way. AFF not being strict to state disabled to get votes is also a problem. Yeah. Let's see. Who makes that decision with science with AFF not? Do they have a specific director who takes all decisions? See, it's a discussion. I mean, does have a leadership group who has football experts? They have people who are running FSDL, and they have leadership people in their Reliance Sports. So for me, these people will look at it, and then at the right time, the conversations will happen. But they will also need to have a clear direction from the owners, from the Ambanis. Do you want to continue, or do you want to discontinue with football? Landslide occurred when Kerala retired, and some people in hospital. Please help us as much as we can. Yes, Ika Kante have spoken about it. Foreign YouTube only come to India to get extra views because of the big population. Okay. Hi Rachit, welcome back. How much do you rate Mumbai foreign championship? I think it's very good. Ishan, welcome back as well. If you had to give a white pill for the news or hope for India, what would it be? You mean Indian football? Honestly, I don't know what the positive news or hope would be at the moment. At the moment, I don't know. A lot of people I think the white pill would be if FSDL extends its contract with the AFF, ensures the AFF financial stability, and maybe gives the AFF a little bit more money. That would be most probably the best, but also has checks and balances in place. I know for a fact of the game fans in the stadium are there for the atmosphere. They aren't football fans. Okay, Suhas. How do you rate United SC with respect to youth development, the limited funding? Ripam, where are the players? would be my question. I talk about how they scout, sign any foreign player from other league, not ones who play good in the ISL. Sanskar, that is a, I think not something to speak about in a public platform. I know the one other thing what they do, but yeah, it's not something that one would speak on a public platform, to be honest, on how they operate in regard to signing players. Did everyone not made accountable like state football association if there was consequences? It would be good. Yeah, but again, who will make those consequences? Do you think budget makes Mumbai or Kolkata give edge compared to other teams? Kolkata teams certainly have a bigger budget. Mumbai is to some extent that as well. So as in that regard, some Mumbai fans also only follows for demographic reasons, not as football fans, but fans don't need to be football experts. Many cricket fans don't know how cricket works. Very, very true, Blue. Not only true, I mean, that's a reality, right? There are a lot of people who follow cricket, who support cricket, don't understand cricket, right? So the IPL is something which is built on the craze around cricket and not around people understanding the game. So that's the reality. Reaper, how does the ISL wage cap works and does the wages of reserve players count towards it? If the reserve team players are part of the first team, then they are counted in. And how it works is you're given a certain amount of money, which is now 18 crores, and you have to say that you're funding your player's salary. So therefore, that's something. How the salary cap works, and now with the exception, for example, Mohun Bagan has taken Jay McLaren and Apuya out of that, and then the rest of the players need to be below 18 crores. You mentioned about coaching quality. What about scouting? Where is we lacking? We're lacking overall. Who are the scouts? How are they scouting? Really? Prediction for Durand Cup winner. Archana, I said I will only do a prediction of Durand Cup winner once we get to the knockout stages, because at the moment most teams are playing reserve sides. We don't know how good or bad they are, so therefore let's wait and see. Sorry, morally, but sometimes low budget teams beat big budget. Example, Vasundhara King, Mohun Bagan. Yeah. Do you think they will be better off focusing on 2-3 states and funding football in 2-3 states in the whole country? Will FIFA ban FFA if it takes over 2-3 state associations? First of all, FSA can't take over state associations. They still need to run independently. That's the first thing. And why would they just fund 2-3 states? They're not into funding 2-3 states. So to me, that thought process, Rohit, is not right. Basundhara isn't a low budget. Odisha is. Even Odisha is not that low budget. They've all been spending good money. Do you think fans and people don't know what goes behind the scenes? Yeah, certainly. 100%. Fans know very little on what really happens. So I still need big players just how Saudi created a league out of nowhere. If we attract for big name players, then I think things will change. Gaurav, that was done 10 years ago. Big names came in, really big names came in and played. But look at 10 years later, we're still where we were earlier. Blue, so what? Lower budget than. Yeah, they did. Is the marquee rule still valid, and isn't its wage counted towards the cap? There is no marquee player rule anymore. So therefore, but now they have the two players outside the salary cap rule. So that is indirectly sort of, you could call a marquee rule. Do you think foreigners have easy time playing ISL when they come from competitive leagues? I wouldn't say easier. Murali, I would say, it's not easy to play in Indian conditions. So easy is a too big a word. In that case, even if it's low budget, then I want to play ISL. What should I do? Ika Kante, if you want to play ISL, you need to play football locally and then play your way up via your local league, state league, I-League, and then ISL. Can court overturn FIFA FC UEFA decision? No, they can't. Forlan, Koro, Mendoza coming there, what happens after that? Yeah, Sanskar, that's the question, right? We've had, Koro and Mendoza aren't the biggest names. Diego Forlan most probably was, for the performance that he did, was one of the best players to play in India. But these are the realities, right? These are the realities of Indian football that we have. Where are we 10 years after the creation of the Indian Super League? We're not as far as I think most of us would have hoped, would have thought that we should be, right? That's the thing. That's the conversation I think we should be having. So that's that. 1 hour 45 minutes, guys. Those of you who haven't, please subscribe to arunfoot here on YouTube. Like this video, share this video, always support, yeah, keep supporting me. Thank you for those of you who are supporting me here and liking content, spreading it out. Do that. Gaurav says, whom I still remember was great. Yeah, Humi, great character, great player, great footballer, lovely guy. So that's it for me for today. As I said, tomorrow I'll do something on the next in regard to the future of Indian football series, talking about age fraud. And just to take Shomadri's question, is there now a one-man show the president takes decision today? Shomadri, some of it is yes, some of it is no. Let's see, so that would be the last one. So guys, thanks a lot. 1 second. My point is, if Odisha funding hockey can make such a big impact in the part of hockey in India, I'm wondering it might be the more efficient focus of funding Kerala, Bengal and Northeast. Rohit, hockey is not a global sport. Football is not so easy to do. You can't copy a model of a country or of a state or of a other sport in that context, If Kerala can have 11 players in next gen cup from Kerala, is that something to learn from through local talent? Sambit, we are India. It doesn't matter where your talent comes from. The best should be playing. Are these the best play? So let's see. Guys, to finish off, thanks a lot. As I say, those of you who haven't, like and subscribe, share this video. Watch the other content as well. I'll be back tomorrow evening. So thanks a lot and good night.